What's up, guys? Finally, the time has come that Tomas Tatar signs a contract. So he signs with the Colorado Avalanche, a 1-year deal. Colorado had many players come in and out during this offseason, and now Tatar is somebody that, honestly, in my opinion, is a steal of a contract and is a great type of player to have on your team heading into this season. In terms of what type of player Tomas Tatar is, according to Jay Fresh, so he signs 1 year at 1.5 million by Colorado. He's a skilled veteran, shoot first winger who pushes play in the right direction. He was a pretty well-rounded skill set, which unfortunately does not seem to translate when the games get more tight checking in the playoffs. So he's probably referring to how Tomas Tatar is not really a playoff performer. We saw that he wasn't really a presence when the Montreal Canadiens went all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals versus Tampa Bay in that playoff run, and also when Vegas went to the Stanley Cup Finals when they added Tomas Tatar. He was being healthy scratched in multiple occasions or even benched at sometimes. So that's what he's referring to. But Luca, what are your thoughts on the signing of Tomas Tatar?
I think it's a good move for Colorado. You're picking up a guy who could score 20 goals for you. He's a guy that's done it consistently in his career, and I think that at some point, he gets an opportunity to play on a team like the Colorado Avalanche, who have a lot of promise and obviously are cup contenders. And I know that last year in New Jersey, actually the 2 years that he was in New Jersey, they weren't the best years of his career, but he wasn't bad either. He played some good hockey, especially last year. He scored 20 goals, 28 assists, and 48 points. I think this is a guy that if he can translate his game from the regular season to the playoffs, I think he could be a really good threat for the Colorado Avalanche. But if not, I can see him slotting in the top six, maybe even top nine for the Avalanche. He's a guy that I think can do everything. He can score, he can pass the puck, he can create plays like Jay Fresh said. But you know, with Tomas Tatar, I think for a long time he's been underrated. And obviously, if you look at what they signed him for at $1.5 million, I think he can provide a lot at that contract for sure. He played really well in Montreal in a defensive role with Brendan Gallagher and Philippe Danault during the regular season. And he also had a lot of chemistry with the likes of Arturi Lehkonen and Jonathan Drouin playing with them. So I think being on a team where he's familiar with a lot of guys, including Miles Wood, I think is going to help him transition to the Colorado Avalanche easier. But not only that, it's good for him. He goes to the West, which he's not really used to, considering he played for Detroit, New Jersey, and Montreal. He played for Vegas a little bit, but not much. I think that there's definitely an opportunity for him to thrive. And, like I said, in the top nine role, I think he could be a really decent player for them, and he's going to add some depth scoring for Colorado, which is much needed, considering the fact that they don't have Landeskog this year. They're going to need everybody to step up and provide goals, and I think Tatar can be that guy for them for sure.
Honestly, looking at where he's positioned in this lineup, third right winger, being paired up with Ross Colton and Miles Wood, those types of players are checking forward. So Tom Tatar is going to be the player who adds, his skill to that line, his speed, his first shoot type of play as well. Rose Colton and Miles Wood, two underrated, players. Yes, I know Miles Wood did not sign the best contract in terms of, in terms of term, and people are not too crazy about that. But Miles Wood is a very solid checking forward, whether you put him on the third line or fourth line. So I think this is a very balanced third line. I do see Tomas Tatar moving up into the top six if injury permits, or if maybe something's not working out, like Jonathan Drouin, for example. That is a low risk, high reward signing that could work out. And if it doesn't work out, well, I think Tomas Tatar could slot into the top six. He was playing top 6 minutes for most of his time with the New Jersey Devils. Then when they added Timo Meier, that's when Tomas Tatar got shifted down to the third line role. And, same thing here. So, there will be opportunities for Tomas Tatar to play in the top six, maybe to even be playing with his former teammates, Lehkonen and Drouin, but it seems like he's going to be starting off with his former teammate from New Jersey, Miles Wood, on the third line.
And obviously,
Yeah,
obviously, just to interrupt you there a second, like obviously with Tatar too, I think one of the toughest things that people need to kind of understand with him is that he wasn't bad in New Jersey. I just don't think that he was the level that I think he was supposed to be at when he was in Montreal. Right? If you look at the prime of his career in Montreal, he played the best some of the best hockey he's ever played, and he's a guy that's hit 60 points once in his career. But he's a guy that can score 25 goals, and I think that with Colorado here, it's a sneaky move. And the reason I like this move a lot, and I'm actually a big fan of it, is because this is a guy that if given the right players like Nathan McKinnon, like Mikko Rantanen, and to some extent even be put on the power play, this is a guy that could get you maybe even 30 goals and hit 30 goals for the first time in his career because he's never played on a top power play and he's never really played on a top team with top players. Obviously, last year, he split time with Nico Hischier a little bit and had a few moments with Jesper Bratt. But I think under Jared Bednar and potentially given an opportunity in that top pair with Rantanen and McKinnon maybe, obviously rotating with Lehkonen and Drouin, I could see Tatar potentially being a really underrated player next year and potentially being a key reason as to why Colorado becomes successful. But even if he doesn't, right, even if he plays third line minutes, this is a guy that is very good at putting the puck in the net, and that's one thing that Colorado fans should really be excited about. This guy knows how to score, and he knows how to get the best. He knows how to play some of his best hockey, and if he can provide a lot of very good depth scoring for Colorado, just in general, I think it's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be a really good signing. He
yeah,
could
and
be
I totally agree with you. Like I do see him getting some power play time, but for the moment, I do see him being a winger on the second power play unit, not the first. Like I said,
yeah.
injuries or players are not working out on the first power play or on the top six. Tomas Tatar is good enough to be playing in a top six role still. He's
For sure.
interchangeable, and that's the beauty about having guys like Ross Colton and Artturi Lehkonen on the Colorado Avalanche is that they're interchangeable. They could play in the top six or they could play in the top nine. So I really like that move for the Colorado Avalanche. I like what they've done this offseason. Sure, it wasn't the flashiest offseason for the Colorado Avalanche. They also have Gabriel Landeskog, who's most likely going to be out for the rest of the season, but could be healthy come playoff time. So if they add Landeskog, that would probably be their biggest move this upcoming season, especially with the team that they have on paper right now. But we'll see what happens, guys. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you guys feel about the Colorado Avalanche signing a 20 goal scorer for 1 year at $1.5 million? What are your thoughts, Colorado Avalanche fans? What are your thoughts, NHL fans in general, about this signing? Is it a good signing? Is it a low risk, high reward? Do you think that Tomas Tatar maybe should have gone and signed with a team like the New York Islanders that are lacking goal scoring? I know that he changes agency to the same agent that represents guys like Josh Bailey, Bo Horvat, and a lot of New York Islanders players. So there was a lot of rumors there for the last couple of days that maybe he was going to be a New York Islander and sign with them, but that was not the case. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Young Guns Podcast. Thank you so much, guys, for watching.
Peace.